with you now, Collin Wilson. I need more college football bets because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to college football.
You should be betting the entire board. No, I mean,
don't tell me that because I will do it and we're in Vegas. So
well, you see, the great thing is week 0 provides us this chance to look at Florida International, look at New Mexico State, look at these teams you'll never look at again, get a little bet in, and then make either a bias on whether you hate them or love them. That's why week 0 is the greatest.
So I went to Arizona, University of Arizona, not ASU, where producer Ryan went.
The fake U of A.
We don't want to be,
I'm an Arkansas guy. We're the real U of A.
There's nothing more offensive than someone saying, "Oh, you went to ASU?" No, I absolutely did not. I went to the real Arizona school. But what do you think about Arizona this year?
I love Jed Fish. He's got the program going in the right direction. Pac-12 Media Days, which I was at, was really interesting because Jaden Delora is dealing with a lot of off-field stuff that I won't even talk about right here, even try. But I wonder what the impact is on the team with all of that. They definitely have the talent. They underused Jacob Cowing. He was a transfer from UTEP last year, probably one of the best wide receivers in the nation. They've got to figure out a way to get the ball to Jacob Cowing, get it down the field. They're going to score a lot of points, but there's no faith in the defense can stop anybody. But that's Pac-12, right?
Yeah.
No one's playing defense.
Yeah, very, very much so. So I'm probably not betting on Arizona as much this year. Who should I be betting on?
Out of the Pac-12 or anybody? We're leaving this wide open.
In the Pac-12, is there someone in the Pac-12 you like?
So I think the thing is everybody in the Pac-12 has a returning quarterback that is extremely explosive that can score a billion points. You think of Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and then you've got this one outlier team, which is Oregon State. Yeah. And they're not built like the Pac-12. They're built like an SEC team because they run the ball like crazy. Right. And DJU, all he did is run inside zone at Clemson, and now he's got Damian Martinez and Fenwick, and they're going to upset teams that they should not upset. They're going to be 13-point dogs, 17-point dogs, and specifically, if I was going to go make a bet, it'd be a game of the year. Oregon State, Oregon, they're getting about +6. Oregon's defense can't handle the rush. That's going to be a bad game for the Ducks.
Okay, so replacing that, and then what about the rest of who else do you like?
And college football in general?
What's your favorite bet?
Auburn has a chance in the SEC to surprise.
Okay.
I don't think people realize how good Hugh Freeze is as a coach. Lane Kiffin even came out last year. And, Hugh Freeze was at Liberty, and they beat Arkansas. So he's doing all these amazing things. And he used to beat Nick Saban when he was at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin cut an interview, and my eyes actually popped out of my head. He said, they asked him, who is the best game day coach in all of college football? And Lane Kiffin said, it's Hugh Freeze. Nobody is more prepared. Now, he was at Liberty. Now he's in the SEC. Yeah. And Auburn listen, Brian Harsin was a dumpster fire at Auburn, right? And it makes all of their advanced stats look like, well, Auburn has nothing. Actually, they have a lot in the tank ready to go. They don't have Tank Bigsby. He's in the NFL now. But Auburn has a lot, and they have a great coach. I would look for them to make a lot of upsets. I love their over.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. And then I do a lot of fantasy stuff. People talk a lot about Caleb Williams. Where do you think is a good landing spot for him next year? I know it's hard to say. Cardinals probably going to be pretty bad. Yep. I think Commanders could be in the mix. Actually, a low key team. Is there?
And he would want to go there, right? Yeah, you would think the hometown he would want to go.
I think that would be a good spot for him. Yeah. Is there what's the best landing spot? Ideal scenario.
Well, if you have a player like Caleb, you wonder if he needs to be in California, stay in LA because of his star. You're not going to put him in some of these remote, desolate places. Maybe he could be the Cowboys quarterback. And I don't know. I'm kind of on and off the Dak thing.
Don't let that happen.
Well, when did the Cowboys decide that this is just never going to happen with Dak, right? They moved on from Zeke, and how many more years of inefficiency or injury from Dak before we decide? And does Jerry Jones, who, is looking at his clocks. I think I want him in the Super Bowl. Let's trade the whole farm for Caleb. But I think he needs to be in a big market.
How many times are they going to say it's our year? My favorite bet actually in the NFL this season is for the Cowboys to lose in the divisional round at +380. Yeah. I placed that bet because they're going to do it. They always come up short. And at what point do you realize that, is it Dak? You have to start looking a little bit more inwards. Maybe it's not the other issues that are going on. Maybe it's just Dak.
Right. And plus you're in a division with some good coaching, good players. Yeah. And I say this about the Giants. There's a very anti-Giants narrative going on, but Brian Daboll is an amazing head coach. And if he can produce offense with Daniel Jones, and they got Darren Waller now. I think the Giants are getting so much hate in the market. I don't understand that at all.
It's amazing. Everyone, he has no idea I'm a Giants fan. I did not pay him to say that. So I am a Giants fan.
No, I have a Giants 26-1 downstairs to win the NFC. Are they going to make the playoffs?
You can come on my podcast anytime.
They could be a 7-9 team and make it, and then I've got a chip and a chair with 26-1. I'll take it.
I have fibbed a little bit on this show. I normally do not touch the Giants win total, but 7.5, I at plus you can get it at plus 100. I already took that over. I did bet it this year, so normally I stay away from it. I had to take it this year. I just think that they, I've said this a million times. Daniel Jones, the best weapon that he has thrown to, you remove Saquon from that equation, is Golden Tate. And again, like not like the Golden Tate you think of.
Right.
We're talking like a little rusty Golden Tate. Like that is the best player he's ever thrown to. Now you had all these weapons. You had speed. You have Darren Waller. You can, run 12 personnel. You've got Bellinger still there. I think that they're in a really good spot. They can confuse a lot of teams too.
Well, the great thing is, if you make a projection of like 7.2 on the Giants and they get to 7 wins, then the final week you can hedge that out, especially at the plus 100. That's why I look for win totals plus 100, minus 110, or even plus money, because that way you get to the final game of the season, you can hedge out and take the other side.
Okay. Before I let you get out of here, is there another win total that you really like that you're
in the NFL?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Green Bay over 7.5.
Okay.
Jordan Love, who, by the way, if you don't know, has like the best autograph on a football card that I've ever seen. It's J with a heart.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'm not lying. I've got his panini. I got his tops.
No
it's
way.
Like, and I think Jordan Love is completely underrated. And from a college perspective, he was great at Utah State. He lost his quarterback's coach, went a little awry, smoked some weed before his final bowl game,
Good for him.
Then sat behind Aaron Rodgers. He's extremely talented, has a monster arm. I think he's going to really surprise a lot of people up there in Green Bay.
What about Jaden Reed? Do you like him? He's kind of my sleeper right now. I've been taking a lot of him. I really like him.
Michigan State's special teams off the charts with Jaden Reed. He is a freak of nature.
Yeah.
I think he's rising up all the fantasy drafts right now.
Yeah.
Which I can't see past Bijan because I'm paying people off so I can pick Bijan in every draft. But
as much Bijan as you can possibly.
Well, when you have an owner and a GM and a coach come out and say, well, he's a first, second, third down back. I mean, that's fantasy gold because most of your running backs are first, second down, then they're out, right?
Oh, absolutely. And then what about Gibbs? I said I was going to get you out of here, but now I got to ask you about Jamar Gibbs too, because college guy, just talking right back. So where are you at with Jamar Gibbs? Because I do find myself drafting a lot of him.
So it's
hard not to.
Well, I love him because if you're playing fantasy football, you're playing PPR leagues, you're looking at running backs that can take it out of the backfield, and that's all that he did at Alabama. He was a scapegoat. Can I say that? Scapegoat for Bryce Young whenever he got in trouble. Boy, Bryce Young's getting his brains pounded in this preseason too. But Gibbs is great. He doesn't have Gibbs to dump it off to, but I think Gibbs is a great fantasy selection.
He misses his pacifier a little bit, but thank you so much for coming on. Let everyone know where they can follow you so everyone can consume your content. And
on Twitter @_Collin1 with 2 L's. Of course, you can go over to actionnetwork.com. Oh, by the way, we have an action app where we get graded on all of our bets. I think running 6 years in the green now, so hopefully we can keep that up.
That's awesome. I need to get my hands on that and probably maybe not be sharing it with everyone, but I appreciate you coming on. New friend of the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Watch him make it, break it, break it, break it.